Greetings, I am Professor Michael Glass from Valparaiso University. This video will be an introduction to Google Colab, an online in the cloud programming environment, which happens to be really useful for data mining, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all that kind of stuff. You program in Python, and it's really convenient for writing small programs in that genre, or for doing labs for classes. So what's there to be upset about? This is the URL, and let's just go there right now. Here we are. It will come up with an introductory laboratory. This is what we're looking at as a program. It's a notebook. If you're familiar with Jupyter notebooks or doing similar Jupyter notebooks in Anaconda or something like that, you might have seen notebooks before. This program comes in cells. This is the first cell, the second cell, the third cell. Cells could be text cells or code cells. Text cells contain what? They contain comments, except this is comments on steroids. So you can save this whole, when you save your program, you save your notebook, that will save the text cells, all these fancy formatted comments with it. So you can, for your own purposes, or if you're giving your program to somebody else, you put these text cells in there. This is the first code cell, and it has a little play button, or it could be an empty thing, which it could have a number in it, which will show you how many times it's run it. But anyway, you click on this to run it, to run the code that's in this cell. What this code has is just one assignment statement in Python, and then it just puts the name of the variable, which means that the output's going to show up at the bottom. Okay? Alright, so this is what some former output was. Let's just try and execute the cell, and we might have to log in to your Google account, because this is all part of G Suite or Google applications. Alright, I will do that. Okay, I'm now logged in. I should be able to execute this cell, and that comes out. So I can actually edit the cell and change it. If I made this 59 to make a short day, here's the cell output appears beneath it. I now get a wrong answer. All right, let's go back to 60. All right. The next thing to notice, here's another comment. The next things to notice is that the variables persist. Having executed the first cell here, this variable called seconds in a day is now saved there in my partially run program in the cloud. So I can now go down to the next cell. If I run this, I'm using these variables which I happen to have assigned stuff into up above. So, and that'll give me seconds in a week, 7 times seconds in a day. Okay, and I can go back and rerun cells. I could go back and change this to, 1 or something like that, and then I get seconds in a day is now way too short. And now look at the output down here. If I run it, it should say a much smaller number. So, all right, you can modify your code and re-execute a cell, and there's possible to start at the top and run all the way down to the bottom if you want also. So they point here that these text cells are called comments. All right, you can add cells, like over here. Here's a new code cell. Okay, print. All right, so that is a Python print statement. Of course, we need to say hello world, And ever since the time of the Romans, they have been printing Hello World for their first line of real code. This was our first line of real code, and it comes out. All right. Salute Mundi, of course, is what they did back in Roman times. It means hello world. Okay. So you've got available in Colab most of your favorite numerical processing machine learning libraries are there. You can just import them and use them. So this is a little example that just makes an array full of random numbers, and then uses matplotlib to plot them. And again, the output will come out. So this is y values, and then the x values is going to be this list of numbers from 0 to 1 minus the length of the y values. So the x values is that, and the y values is, okay. And now we're going to make a plot. I won't go into the details of matplotlib, but we'll make a plot and show it. And that's your plot. Every time we run this, because it's random numbers, it'll look a little different. All right. They point out here that if you need to get data into your Colab notebooks, I mean, if you're doing machine learning on something, the data's got to come from somewhere. It's not all random numbers. And you can get the data out of a Google Drive. All right. And the other thing they point out is that Colab actually has some compute power behind it. So, and it has all your the really good packages in there too. TensorFlow is what has a lot of machine learning stuff. Inside of TensorFlow is Keras for neural networks. Okay, like that. Okay, so anyway, there's gobs of examples down here if you want to see them. But where we're going to go next is to show you, if you have your own notebook, you can just go to File and go to Upload Notebook and choose a file. And this is going to be a lab. So where I'm going to is, no, I'm not showing in the research recent, but we'll just go upload it from neural learning is the equation. And this is telling me I want to leave my current notebook and go to the new notebook. And here we are at a new notebook. And that's all. Thank you.